Well, let me start with Doug Pederson, coach of the Philadelphia Eagles. Twitter had a meltdown last night. I didn't love what he did. But, there's an old saying with your kids, you can always tell when they're lying because they won't stop talking. Did somebody take the cookie? Yeah, my son would be like 5 years old. He'd give me like a 2-minute answer. No would have sufficed. When you start rambling on about stuff, you'd think as an adult you'd learn how to figure out how to fib. But Doug Pederson last night, when he pulled Jalen Hurts against the best defensive front arguably in football, and Jalen Hurts didn't have a big statistical night, but he was a gamer, had a couple of nice drives, and they pull him for a third-string guy. Here's what Doug Pederson said.
Yes, I was coaching and win to win. Yes, that was my decision solely. Nate has obviously been here for 4 years, and I felt that he deserved an opportunity to get some snaps.
Well, a timeout. Giving a third-string guy some snaps because he earned them and coaching to win is two different things. I mean, if that's coaching to win, then Belichick, in the middle of his dynasty, should have been subbing Tom Brady all the time. Give that third-string guy some Ryan Mallett some snaps. If you're coaching to win, you don't pull your best quarterback out of the game, and he's the best available quarterback. Got caught in little fibs, like my son stealing the cookie. 2-minute answer, wrong. He stole the cookie. You can't, Jalen Hurts. First of all, it was a bad night for Doug Pederson. You knew going into this game, points were going to be at a premium. You have a good defense, and so do they. Alex Smith struggled against your defense. Jalen Hurts was a gamer, but kind of struggling. He gets you into field goal position to tie the game. He's a rookie with a handful of starts. Best defensive front in football. Kick the field goal. You knew going into that game, points were a premium. You can't ask Jalen Hurts to finish all his drives in the end zone. He did his job. He got you in scoring position. Kick the damn field goal. The rookie quarterback with 5 starts did as much as you could ask a rookie quarterback to do against Washington and Ron Rivera's defense. He got you in a position to tie the game. And Washington's got better defensive personnel right now than Philadelphia's got offensive personnel this morning, and he got you in scoring position, and you butchered it. Second of all, while we were tanking to get a better draft pick. What? You went from 9th to 6th. You're not drafting a quarterback. If you were doing that to get Trevor Lawrence, I'd get it, even Justin Fields. You're not going to draft a quarterback. So you're going to go from getting the best corner to getting the best defensive lineman. You need both. That's not an excuse. Forget the integrity of the game, which you whizzed on. But just think about this. Doug Pederson, according to reports this morning, Carson Wentz wants out. So you butchered the Carson Wentz relationship. And this is how you nurture the Jalen Hurts relationship? I'll get back. I'm not going to be a moralist here on the integrity of the NFL. The NFL moves the game to Sunday night. You're the only game. You're billionaire owner. You're the only game that we always overreact to everything that happens on Sunday and Monday. Good or bad, we overreact. You got to know the temperature of the room, Doug. But don't give me this. We were coaching to win, and I went to Nate Sudfeld. Those don't work. They don't converge. If you're coaching to win, you keep Jalen Hurts in. You stole the game from Jalen Hurts. This would have been a signature win going into the offseason. That Jalen Hurts knocked the Washington football team and the best defense in the division and a Super Bowl winning coach out of the playoffs. That is a great offseason. And you're not a great team. Sometimes an average college football team wins a bowl game. But boy, it makes the offseason training and recruiting better when you win that Sun Bowl, you win that Holiday Bowl. It's not beating Bama. It's not beating Clemson or Ohio State. But it's winning a bowl game. And that would have been a great win for Jalen Hurts. A tremendous win over the best defensive front in the NFC. And so, it's funny. Bill Belichick, week 17. He was playing to win. Anthony Lynn just got fired this morning. 4-game winning streak, end of the year, coaching his ass off. Houston Texans are a mess. Who is their coach? Romeo Cornell. They're playing hair on fire. And you're going to Nate Sudfeld. And by the way, it reeks of arrogance. So I'm reading a story this morning that Carson Wentz and Doug Pederson's relationship is fractured beyond repair. So your owner, Jeffrey Lurie, a top 5 owner in the NFL, pays Carson Wentz $150 million. Your job is to nurture that thing and develop that kid from North Dakota. And you butchered it. And then, now Jalen Hurts is the next one you're going to have to pay. And last night, you think Jalen Hurts, he gave you a little side eye there on the sidelines. So did his offensive lineman. None of this I thought was good. And I don't want to spend too much time on the integrity of the NFL. And, it's Indianapolis Colts wanted to get Andrew Luck. I got it. I would get it if they were like going to the number one choice. But I thought it was a bad night. I thought it was arrogant. I thought you stole something from Jalen Hurts. These rookie quarterbacks, these Joe Burrows and these Justin Herberts, all these young kids out there, these Tuas, these last couple of games matter. Like, that's what you think about in the offseason. You go into work out in a cold day, that gets you into the gym a little earlier. Oh, we last game, we played well. I got a couple of W's, and Doug Pederson stole it from him. So Tom Brady threw for 4 touchdowns. He looked great again. Oh, it's just the Atlanta Falcons. Oh, you mean the team that gave the Kansas City Chiefs Patrick Mahomes trouble a couple of weeks ago? They blew him out twice. A lot of NFL scouts, a lot of former players, now broadcasters, a lot of anonymous New England coaches. You heard a lot of stuff when Brady left New England. He's washed. He's done. In the last month of the year, he led the NFL, the entire league, including Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes, in passing yards, passing touchdowns, 4-0, and second in passer rating. He finished with 40 touchdowns, 12 picks, 65% completion percentage, and a passer rating above his career average. Arm, still solid to above average. Athletic ability, never had much. Leadership, A+, pre-snap, outstanding. Tell me dramatically where Tom Brady is not as good as 5 years ago. Now, he's older. Like LeBron James, when you're older, he can't play 39 minutes every night. Tom needs a little more help, needs a little better protection, doesn't want to get hit. But he has predictably aged well. One of the reasons I thought Brady would win the divorce and do well, I predicted New England would stink this year and Brady would be a playoff guy. I thought they'd win 9 or 10. They won 11. His numbers are better than I thought, but I thought they would be very good. Is because he's got the right traits. You ever meet anybody? I'll make a prediction. If you know somebody that's 40 and they eat pretty well, don't do a ton of red meat, not a ton, they exercise regularly, they have compatible personalities. They're not combative. They're compatible. They get along with people. They laugh easily. They like to laugh. They're curious. They have a nice social circle, and they have for years. They have pets. They'll age well. Those are good aging traits. Brady's got great aging traits. So does LeBron, by the way. They eat right. They work out. They're curious. They're coachable. They spend a lot of money on their body. It's not a coincidence that smokers and people who, knock down about 6-7 beers a night, argue on Twitter all day, really political, small social circle, look like crap at 60. Like Big Ben does not have aging well traits. He doesn't. Work ethic, debatable, diet, regrettable, drama all the time. Like Brady has the kind of traits. This is why Russell Wilson will probably age very well. It's why Brady does. It's why LeBron does. Smart people who are willing to put in the time, who are compatible with other systems and coaches and people and teammates. This is what you look like if you have some talent. Big Ben's closer to what you look like if you're not quite an A at those. You're a B to a B- at those. So Brady's not washed. He's also not somebody who has relied heavily on his ability to evade the pass rush. All of his football traits, leadership, pre-snap, smart, efficient, accuracy, those all age really, really well. It's like the baseball player. The stolen base leader doesn't age as well. As the third baseman who's got a good arm, treats his body right, hits for some power. All right, Joey, here we go. Best for last, 3-word game. Every NFL game succinctly described in just 3 words. Here we go. Miami and Buffalo. Bills finish best. They've won 9 of 10 games. first team to enter the playoffs, winning 6 straight games by 10-plus points since the 2014 Seahawks. So they are absolutely on fire. Remember that Seahawk team? We thought it was going to be a 5-year dynasty. Yeah, this is the hottest team since Seattle back then. Baltimore, Cincinnati, the forgotten Ravens. 39 straight games with at least 100 yards rushing, and this matters. The best point differential in the NFL this year, plus 165. What does that mean? They'll blow you out. If you're not ready to play, just to give you an example, Cleveland is a playoff team with a negative point differential. It means you're explosive, and in the playoffs, you can't rely on 13-play drives. Sometimes you got to get a freebie, and they'll do it. Pittsburgh, Cleveland. Why so close? TJ Watt didn't play. Pouncey didn't play. Big Ben didn't play. Mason Rudolph played. This game, Cleveland had it wrapped up, and the Steelers nearly overcame a 15-point fourth-quarter deficit. Baker did call a play called Maserati at the end of the game because I called him a Mazda out of college. Minnesota, Detroit, did not watch. Jets and New England. Gase closed, finally. 15 of his 23 losses were by double digits. 9-23, and I think the most troubling thing, not only Darnold regressed, but when you couple it with the rise of Ryan Tannehill since he's left Gase and gone to Arthur Smith, the coordinator in Tennessee, Adam Gase is done getting head football coaching jobs, at least in the NFL. Dallas, New York Giants, a Dallas dud. First of all, they're 0-16 last 2 years if they don't score at least 30 points. So Dallas has one way to win, shootout, and Andy Dalton stunk. Andy really struggled. Accuracy issues all day. Weather was not a factor. He was also sacked 6 times. I just thought it was a poor game plan. You could tell very early. Both teams were ugly, but one team shouldn't be ugly. One team has a Super Bowl coach. One team has really good offensive personnel. Total dud by the Cowboys. Atlanta, Tampa Bay, 43 years young. Bucs scored on 8 of their 9 possessions. The exception, the victory formation. They ran it. They threw it. Tom moved and threw it. 40-plus points in back-to-back games for the first time in Tampa Bay Buccaneer history. Packers-Bears, MVP. Aaron leads the NFL in every category that matters. Matt LaFleur in Aaron's second year. And then they got a star quarterback, a star receiver, a star back, and good enough secondary and third receivers to make it work. Also have a good young tight end. So, I was watching this game yesterday. For Green Bay in January, it's kind of good football weather. I was sitting there thinking, that's not bad football weather at all. Guys I see some bare arms there. Raiders, Denver, irrelevant, but entertaining. 24 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Go-ahead Raider touchdown. Raiders had 4 turnovers in the game, couple of fumbles, couple interceptions. Drew Lock threw for 340 yards. So Drew actually played pretty well. It was a little bit of a mess. But Denver's got to get... Vic Fangio's a good defensive coach. Their defense hadn't played particularly well. And good for the Raiders. Jacksonville Colts, Old Man Rivers. Yeah. Fewest completion yards in a game since week 9. Passer rating in the 70s. Boy, they need that running game to hum. These old quarterbacks, September, October in the sun, gets later in the year, they start looking their age. Phillip looked old yesterday. Chargers, Chiefs, Herbert needs coach. Anthony Lynn fired today. Good guy. Team played hard. But as Joy said earlier, Justin Herbert sort of reset the clock for everybody in the NFL, from Tua to the Chargers ownership group and general manager. He is a spectacular once-in-a-decade talent. The Chargers have their Dan Fouts, except he's mobile and bigger. Now they got to get the right unit around him. Arizona Rams off a cliff. Cliff Kingsbury's Cardinals started the year 6-3, 2-5 in their last 7. Didn't love all the coaching moves. They feel very Kyler Murray dependent. I think they have to reshuffle some of this staff. Seahawks Niners, not that dangerous. 280 total yards. Offensive line isn't working. Look in their last 9 games. They're averaging 220 yards offense. It's ugly. Saints, Carolina, league's best roster. Kamara's out. I'll give Ty Montgomery the ball. He had 100 yards. Emmanuel Sanders, 9 catches. They were 6-0 against the NFC South this year. Tennessee, Houston, tighten the defense. 4 of the last 5 games, the Titans allowed 400-plus yards. And Washington, Philadelphia, that was Doug Pederson. What is going on? I think if you have Jalen Hurts and you already burned that Carson Wentz bridge, I'd do a better job of making sure Jalen Hurts is happy. That wasn't the way to start the relationship.